Hey, this is Dragon Feather, and yes, I know my makeup is kind of crazy. I was practicing what I was gonna do for Halloween, and um, I didn't take it off. So yeah. But anyway, I'm here to do a video on how to get over somebody who cheated on you, or being in a relationship where there was cheating involved. And this, I'm pretty sure everybody goes through this once in their life at least. There are a few people who I believe are lucky and don't have to do this, but it's pretty common to have to deal with cheaters. And it sucks. I know, I've been there. And I've learned a lot from going through the experience, and I thought I would share with you guys in case you guys are having some issues on how to do it. And even a little spell that you can do to help you get over them as well. So, first of all, my experience with it. I was with a guy for a while, and he ended up cheating on me, and when it happened, I was absolutely shocked. I was mortified, and I was traumatized, and I was just like, what the hell just happened? And I was very young when it happened as well. And I did not know how to handle it. And so, not knowing how to handle it, what I ended up doing is I ended up getting into a lot of rebound relationships that I really regret, only because I hurt them. I mean, I learned things from it, and I have to live with that, but I hurt quite a few people, and I feel really bad about that. However, this is a pretty normal thing to do. It's pretty normal to do, to go into rebound relationships. It doesn't make it right, but it is, it seems to be a popular thing to do, which is unfortunate. And my suggestion for you guys is when you get out of a relationship, whether they cheated or not, but even more so if they cheated, is to take half the time that you were with that person to get over them and dedicate that to bettering yourself and understanding and being at peace with what happened and letting go. So say you were with somebody for, 2 years, then take a year off and just focus on yourself. And I know that may seem kind of crazy, but it really does help. However, there's some people who've been in relationships for 25 years or 30 years or 40 years, and it's kind of unrealistic to take 20 years to yourself. In that case, just at least take a year to yourself or two to get over those kinds of relationships, because those are even harder to get over because you were with somebody for so long. But anyway, cheating happens, and it's awful, I think, but for the most part, I think it can be avoided. And I'm not going to go into why I think it can be avoided, because that's not the point here. The point is to really focus on yourself after this happens, and understand that the reason why they cheated wasn't just your problem. It takes two people to tango, and it takes two to dance, and so it wasn't all your fault. And depending on the situation, most likely it's something that they have, a problem that they have, or something that's not being fulfilled for them, that it's their problem for not telling you. In my opinion, that's how I feel about it. Because, if you were to communicate your feelings, even though it's uncomfortable, I think cheating could be avoided. That's just what I feel. But, it's really difficult because everybody deals with it differently, and my personal opinion is to just focus on yourself and focus on doing things for yourself and hanging out with your friends and getting a new haircut and getting a new outfit and go to clubs and dance your ass off and, have a party or whatever and have a good time and do things that you wouldn't be able to do when you were in that relationship. Now, I'm not promoting, go out and sleep with a bunch of people. Don't do that, because that's retarded and stupid and dangerous. Don't need any STDs. But in all honesty, really, just focus on yourself and know that it wasn't your fault. And the reason why they cheated on you was most likely because of an issue that they had with their self. And in that case, it completely has nothing to do with you, the fact that you are in a relationship with them and you are involved. And something that I recommend is, please don't do anything stupid. Now, I know going through breakups are really emotional, really hard, and especially when someone cheated on you, it's very, very hard and very depressing, and it's difficult to go through. I'm not gonna lie, it's difficult to go through. But, if you just let it out and let go of all of what happened, and when you get hit with crying, or hit with those, crazy parts of, emotions, let it happen. But then after you're done, tell yourself, I will not let this take me. Sometimes they're gonna win, and sometimes they're going to, you're gonna have those days where sometimes you just can't do it. But don't let it happen every single day, because if it happens to you every single day where you can't stop thinking about it and can't stop crying about it, then they're winning, and you don't want them to win. You want to move on and become even more of a stronger person. And I think that's really the thing here is, someone else out there is better for you. And I know that's hard to hear right now while you're going through all this, but trust me, it is. It's the way it is. And, even though I've gone through so many rebounds, like, I found people who have been really amazing in my life since that time, and that I would have never met if I never had to go through that situation. So it brings about change, and change is uncomfortable, and that's why it's so emotional, especially when you trusted someone so much with who you were and who you are, and maybe even given them your virginity or something like that, and gave so much of yourself to somebody, and to have them do that, it's a really hard betrayal to deal with. And I know it is, and really the best thing I can tell you guys to do is to just focus on yourself and do things that make you happy. Because if you do that, instead of just sitting in your room and crying about it, you're going to feel so much better, trust me. And surround yourself with friends, also, because that's really important. Like, my friends, I did not realize how many people cared about me, and who wanted to help me after my whole episode happened with my ex, and it was really humbling and really, nice to know that so many people cared, and you'll be surprised too how many people care. But a spell that you can do, I have a releasing spell, and I got this particular wording from Louise Hay from her book, You Can Heal Your Life. And it's not supposed to be a spell in her way, but it is a thing for, I turned it into a spell. So what you're going to do is you can light a candle, any candle, and look at the fire, and, ground yourself and relax and get to like a meditative state, and say to the candle, I release the person's name. I release blah 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 for not being who I needed you to be. I release you and I set you free. And just repeat that over and over and over again. And trust me, this thing works so well. I've done it so many times, and every time I do it, I get emotional and I start crying and crying and crying. But that's a good thing. You're letting it out, and you need to let it out. And if you do this, do this as many times as you need to. Do it every night for a long time if you have to. Like, it really helps. It's really liberating, and it really helps. And say it into the candle, and stuff like that. And then when you're done, when you don't think you can handle anymore, when you feel better, grab some rose quartz, whether it be a big chunk, a few tumbled stones, or just one if you have one, and sit with the rose quartz and focus on self-love and appreciation and self-respect, and just hold it to your heart and just, relax and, release, and let the rose quartz fill you with all that love and like stuff for yourself and all of that, and just immerse yourself in it. And then once you're done with that, ground, and that's about it. It's really simple, really easy to do, and it really, really works. I've used it quite a few times, and it has saved me from quite a few emotional episodes, so I definitely recommend using it if you guys are struggling. And you can even use this with other people, with other relationships that you've had, whether it be friendships, with your parents, if you struggle with your parents, family members, things like that. It really helps to forgive things, and that's another important thing, is to forgive. Don't forget, but forgive. No matter how wrong or how awful what the person did to you, if you can't forgive them, you're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to stay focused in that, and it's just going to be negative energy, and it's awful. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Sorry this is kind of a longer video. I felt like it needed to be talked about, and when I got the request, I was like, that's a really good idea, and everyone goes through this, so you're not alone. If you guys have anything you need to talk about, you're more than welcome to talk to me, because I've been there, I've done that, and I'll help you guys. But until next time, blessed be. I hope this helped, and bye.